Hi
today's
guys.
session. So first, we're going to introduce you to the world of AI in stock market. Then we are going to go to the world of investing using AI. After that, how to trade using AI. And so this is what the session is going to look like for us today. And I want to start this by giving you guys a little anecdote. The reason why you guys are here today with us, right? So listen to this story carefully and see if you can make any sense out of it. Okay. So first, so once upon a time, in this bustling city park, there was this old man, okay, who had just retired, and every day at 12 in the afternoon, he would come to this particular part of the park with a bowl of food and feed the pigeons. Okay, so initially only a few pigeons knew about this old man's ritual, and they benefited greatly from it, right? Because only a 5-10 birds knew. They came, they ate, they became bigger, they became stronger, and they enjoyed, right? Free meal almost, right? Free, just a glitch almost, right? Free food coming every day. But what happened with time? The word spread amongst the pigeon community. Okay, like there's this man who is coming and giving food every day. So we should go there. So all of soon the entire park was just swarming with pigeons to a point where there was not even a place left for anyone else. The complete park was just swarming with you. Why should not they, right? Because this person comes every day at 12 to give food. But understand one thing, this man retired. He doesn't have unlimited money to buy unlimited food. So the amount of food he was getting on the first day with 4-5 pigeons, right now the thousands of pigeons, he's getting the same amount of food. But what is happening right now is that the pigeons are having to fight for the smallest grain of food. They're having to fight for the smallest grain of food. And they were becoming, some of the smart pigeons thought, oh my god, this is not done because we are becoming weaker, we're not getting food. Like this, we're going to die out of hunger. So what did they do? They flew out. They thought, forget it. This is not worth it. They flew out. They searched around for the next few weeks. They were, it was not easy. They searched around until they found another source of food where they started eating, where a very few people knew about that source. So if I had to, if you had to explain this in like one word, what would you say? The moral of this story, the word is adaptation, right? The word is adaptability, the ability to adapt to changing times, right? Now, if think of it, right? If you are doing something which everyone else is doing, if you're doing a business which 10 shops in the same thing, it's going to be difficult, right? For you to make that profit, your margins are going to go down. It becomes very difficult. Similarly, in the world of trading and investing, right? When you are if you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, you're not going to be able to make money. Just it's that simple actually. You'd have to do something different than the others. If everyone is doing something, you have to do different than the others to buy. Let me give you this example, okay? By proof, okay? So this is from a Money Control article, and it says two firms, okay? Graviton Research Capital, Alpha Gap Securities. These are algo trading firms in Gurgaon, I believe. So they're trading in the Indian markets, okay? So can you see in financial year 2023, their revenue was 3,525 crores with profit of 605 crores in a year. Same Alpha Gap Securities, 1,291 crores with profit of 422 crores. So these guys are trading in the Indian market and making money. If these guys are making money, who do you think is losing money, guys? If these guys are making money, who do you think is losing the money? The everyday, the old pigeons, not the smart pigeons who are doing the same old things, fighting for the smallest grain of food amongst themselves. So we need to just change the competition, change the field itself. Let's change the entire rules of the game, right? And that we will be doing using the world of AI and investing. Okay. Now a big question, right? Many of you say, Pratik, but these guys, they hire IIT graduates, they pay them 50, 60 lakhs, 1 crore salaries. How will we compete with them? How many of you don't know anything of coding, computer science background nahi hai aapke paas? You don't know anything about that? Me, don't know anything about that. This is what I am going to tell you guys, that in today's session we are going to show you exactly how you do not need to know any bit of coding to be able to do what they do, right? And this is where AI comes in and it democratizes, it levels the playing field between you and everyone else. It is just how to use and utilize it, and this is going to be the amazing session that we're going to cover today.
So, first thing, this is what we call as the investing life cycle, right? Right from entering a stock to exiting it. What is the thought process that goes behind when a professional, let's say money manager, is doing, let's say, putting his all his clients' money in an investment? The first thing that you need to do, and this is what a chronological process looks like, you identify the right industries. So, for example, if I give you two options, right? If I, let's say, I give you 1,000 rupees to invest, would you invest that 1,000 rupees in a printing newspaper business, or would you rather invest it in something which has something to do with AI, which is growing on a day-to-day basis? Option one or option two? Option two, right? Why is it so? Because all of you know that the printed newspaper business, it's in its sunset, right? There is no future to it. There is no growth to it. Less and less people are opting for it. Whereas AI, more and more people are opting for it. That means there is growth. So first thing that you need to do is identify the industries or the businesses or the sectors wherein there is potential growth for your opportunity for your money to grow, right? That is the first thing that you need to do. Okay, identify industries. Second, after you have identified industries, what is the next logical step? You deep dive, research more about those industries and look at what are the good stocks within that industry that are worth investing in. What are the stocks that you should refrain from? So basically having a complete understanding of that particular industry and understanding what are the stocks you should be looking at. So that's the second step. Once you have done that, now let's say you identify 5 companies in an industry, right? Within that, can you invest in all those companies? Is it prudent to do it? Yes, it is what we call as a top-down approach. Absolutely correct. Is it prudent? So let's say you identify 5 industries, right? Each and every industry you select 5 stocks, 25 stocks. Just in a top-down approach, that is not the right way to go about investing. So how do you compare amongst these 5 companies and select the best opportunity for yourself? That is what we know as company comparison. And this is where most of the people get it wrong, right? Most of the people, they get it wrong at this point because they resort to gut feeling, they resort to confirmation bias, they resort to news. Nobody has a proper data backed way of actually saying which company is better than the other. Tell me, have you faced this in your personal life as well when you are looking at stocks? Yes? TCS, Infosys, or Tech Mahindra, right? You will say everybody talks about Infosys, right, or TCS. That should be the best option. But it is a constant dynamic environment, right? If today TCS is the best opportunity, tomorrow Tech Mahindra can be the best opportunity. It depends on when you are running the analysis, and that is where people get to gut feeling, right? So we'll be discussing how professionals do it. I'll be sharing a system with you. And last but not the least, let's say you have identified that correct company, right, that is good to invest in. What that? Do you just go straight away and put your money in it? No, right? You have to identify if the price is correct or not. It is not. There's a saying in the markets, it's a Gujarati saying, Bhav Bhagwan Che. That means the price is God, right? So, what you are investing is important. At what price you are investing in is also very important. So, the last step is to do a proper price and valuation analysis to understand what is the growth potential that you have, what is the correct price of the stock, if it is a good time to invest in that stock or not. Understood the investing life cycle? This is how a professional does it in the industry. Yes? Yes? Okay. Now, having explained you this investing life cycle, alright, can you still tell me if you have this question? How many of you, after having understood the investing life cycle, how many of you can confidently analyze the markets yourself and build a winning portfolio right away? No, right? Well, that is where, friends, our AI-powered investing comes into the picture. And that is my promise to you. By the end of today's workshop, you will be able to pick individual stocks and build a portfolio yourself. Right? It is whether you're somebody who is absolutely new to the markets, does not have any clue about investing stocks in general. If you have already somebody who is doing investing for a long time, even you will be able to follow this process, the investing life cycle, with the help of AI. Alright? Sounds good? Now, let's see how we at SpringPad use AI to analyze industry trends and generate investment decisions for ourselves. And to do so, we'll be using a few AI tools. So, for example, we have Grok, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Cloud. Now, each and every tool has their own pro and con, right? So, we'll be using, each tool to the best of its ability. Okay. I hope all of you have heard of these tools, right? Grok, Perplexity, ChatGPT, and Cloud. Yes. Perfect. So first, let me teach you all about AI in investing, and then Pratik will go on and teach you even more about AI in trading. Okay. Now, I want your complete attention because now we are going to step into how to use AI in investing. I want your complete attention. Can I have a yes in the chat if I have your attention? Because I want you guys to follow all the steps so that you can replicate it yourself, right? Yes? Amazing. Loving the energy in the chat, guys. Great. Now, quick question. Can you realistically scan thousands of global trends to identify the future growth sectors manually? And I'm talking about doing hours of macroeconomic research, economic papers and everything. It's difficult. It's difficult. And that is why, where there is a problem, there is a solution thanks to AI. That is wherein we will be using perplexity.ai to help us with our deep research, right? And we will take Perplexity's help to identify the industries of growth and the industries of the future. Now, how do we go about using Perplexity? So, it's simple. You go to perplexity.ai, and if I just go and ask any AI tool, tell me what are the sectors that are going to grow into the future, do you think it will give me the answer? If I just randomly type, tell me which sectors are going to grow, it will not, right? By the way, all the tools that I'm showing you today are freemium tools. That means even the free plans will have access to premium features, right? All the free plans will have access to premium features. That means you can use all the facilities of the platform. But of course, let's say for maybe half an hour a day or 1 hour a day, right? Nobody's going to use AI more than that. So it's good on the free plan as well, even Grok, right? Now, to ensure that we get the best outcome, you have to do a proper, detailed, comprehensive prompt, right? So we have a prompt, Springpatch Growth Sector Deep Research prompt. I will just copy this prompt, go to Perplexity, paste it. Now this is what you need to keep in mind, right? So there will be a search option, there will be a research option, and there will be a labs option. I want you to click on the research option and also select academic and social over here. Okay? So research, academic and social. After that you hit enter. This will take around 7 minutes or so. So in the interest of time, I have already generated the response for you. So this is how it looks like, right? India's economic renaissance, strategic investment analysis for 25 to 30. The 5 sectors with the highest growth potential: information technology and digital services, renewable energy, healthcare and pharmaceuticals, EV and clean mobility, manufacturing and production linked incentives. Now, I have a quick question for you. Okay? Before we move on, have we tackled our first problem, the first step of the investing life cycle? Have we been able to identify 5 industries with the highest growth potential? Yes or no? For those of you who like to keep it short and sweet, have you been able to identify 5 industries? Yes. Now, but if you're like me, who likes to understand the why behind anything, then Perplexity is so good at doing research, like proper PhD grade research. Everything will have proper sources and citations. This is just a brief, right? This is where it gets interesting. It gives you an in-depth economic analysis of India. It tells you what are the economic enablers, what is happening within India, which will help data-backed analysis of all these industries. It tells you about the policies that we are implementing, that are currently in place, that will be in place, that will help these industries grow. It tells you about the legislative pipeline, the infrastructure pipeline, everything. And this is proper PhD grade research report. Going back, tell me one thing. Now can you identify the next big sectors yourself? You can even publish your PhD grade research report, right? And show off amongst your friends, yeah? Now, tell me something. Quick question to you guys again. Can you analyze any industry in depth and identify the good stocks from the bad ones? It's difficult, right? Again, time consuming. And where there is a problem, as is the trend today, where there's a problem, there is AI to help us do the work for us. So we have ChatGPT in this case. Why ChatGPT? Because it is great at advanced reasoning, right? And let's see how we can use ChatGPT to deep dive on the industry, on any particular industry, and help us identify the stocks which are worth looking at the moment. Okay. For example, right, we have 5 industries that we have identified in the first step. Tell me something. Which one makes the most sense to you? Renewable energy, because not just in this term, in the previous term as well, the government has been subsidizing renewable energy, not just in India, even in, national economies are focusing on renewable energy, going carbon neutral, all that, right? And all these economies are pushing for renewable energy. So it just makes more sense for us to read more or understand the renewable energy itself. As I was saying, talking about renewable energy, right? It just makes more sense. So moving on to the second step, how we can use ChatGPT to, let's say, to research more on the renewable space and, let's say, identify stocks which are worth looking at. Okay. So let's see how we can use ChatGPT. So we have built a custom GPT, right, which will help us do this particular analysis. Now, if you might be wondering what a custom GPT is, basically we have trained this ChatGPT, this particular custom GPT, to do this sort of analysis. We have taught it how to do this sort of analysis for any particular industry, and then also identify the good stocks from the bad ones. Okay. For example, we are wanting to learn more about the renewable energy industry. So let's say on a broader level, it's the energy industry. All you will have to do is just type Indian energy industry. That's it. Which country and which industry. Correct? Just enter this and it will start generating a response. So in the interest of time, I have already done that for you, right? And this is how it looks like. So I have already prepared this Indian energy industry and it gives me the results. Strongest candidates, NTPC, Power Grid, IOC, and weakest is Adani Power, GAIL India, and Coal India. Okay. Now, again, for those of you who like to stay to the point, have you been able to tackle the second problem of the investing life cycle, identifying the, let's say, the top 3 companies within a particular industry and the worst 3 that at the moment you should be staying away from? Yes. Now, again, if you're like me, you would like to read a little into it, right? So you get a quadrant as to what are the stocks which you should be buying, what are the stocks you should be holding, what are the stocks which are underperforming, right? It tells you about the macroeconomic environment and the markets in general. It tells you an in-depth, statistics about the industry. It tells you about the sector challenges and competitive dynamics. Why challenges and dynamics? Because see, it is important for you to understand that everything is not always rosy. You need to know what are the risks as well as the rewards, right? So that you can always be better informed before putting your money into anything. So it tells you about that as well. And last but not the least, why the particular 3 stocks have been chosen, right? And why the 3 stocks, which are the weak ones, have been categorized so. And last but not the least, it gives you a summary of the recommended allocation as well. The strong by NTPC, Power Grid, and IOC. Correct? Now, quick question again to all of you. Have we been able to tackle the, second part of our problem using AI? Now, there is a lot more in detail that we need to go. But for the second part, can you be an expert on any industry in a minute? You have your own custom GPT that we'll be sharing with you to use this process, right? Correct. Now, second part of the investing life cycle using AI, industry analysis and stock ideas. Have we been able to cover it using AI? Can I have a number 2 in the chat? Identifying the, let's say, 3 stocks in this case for any particular industry. 2. Perfect. Great. We are still not done. We're just halfway through. We have a long way to go before we can, create a winning portfolio using AI. Before that, I would like us to continue this interaction in the chat. Keep the excitement and the attention levels high because this gets interesting from here on. Okay. Quick question. How accurately can you compare multiple stocks and identify the perfect stock? This is where most people get it wrong. This is what I was talking about. People resort to gut feeling. People resort to confirmation bias. People resort to recency bias. What they hear on a particular news channel, what they see on their social media. And this is where I can guarantee you 99.9% people get it wrong. So for example, okay? For example, NTPC, let's see this as well. NTPC, Power Grid, and IOCL, right? If I ask you today that, which is the best investment opportunity out of these 3? Correct? Will you be able to properly give me an answer data back? Will you be able to give me a framework which gives me a data back answer? No. You will resort to let's say guesswork, right? Let's say this is the stock I've heard most in the news. This is what my friends were talking about. This is what I heard in the office conversation between colleagues. That so you don't have a system, correct? And before I tell you how we can use AI to solve this, I need to tell you what a system is. Do I have your attention? Yes. So, for example, in a classroom, right? In a classroom, if we are to judge who is the best student out of an entire class, what do we do? What do we do? We take an exam. How do we judge who is the person who has come first, second, third? How do we judge it? Overall marks, right? Overall marks, grades, percentage. So, for example, let's say we have Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? Let's go with the usual, most common reference Tom, Dick, and Harry. Now, Tom might be the topper in physics, Dick might be the topper in mathematics, Harry might be the topper in English. But if I want to understand who has topped the class overall, I need to understand who has scored the maximum possible marks across all subjects, right? Cumulative. So think about stocks as students, right? For example, think about these three stocks as students. Now let's say if these three are students, we want to understand who is the best performer, we need to have subjects as well. What are the subjects that you can think of that will help us compare companies? Financials, performance, that is your trend analysis, correct? So like these, we have multiple subjects, and these stocks which are students, they'll be scored accordingly, and this is what we call as a scoring mechanism, right? Or a scoring matrix. So I'll tell you how it works and see how beautiful it is. Okay, so to do this, we will be using Grok and see how we can remove the gut feeling or guesswork out of company comparison once and for all. Okay, let's see. So we'll go to Grok, and again we'll be using a prompt. Now see, the prompt is very important because I have to teach Grok what a scoring matrix is. So it's a 14-page prompt. I want you to pay attention and see how we are utilizing the prompt itself, so that when you have access to this, you can also use it. Okay. Now over here, you will see 4 blanks which you need to enter. Okay. So let's go with this example itself. What are the top 3 companies? We want to understand that, okay, we have identified top 3. I want to know which is the absolute best. Okay. So we have NTPC, Power Grid, and Indian Oil Corporation. So I'll just enter the stocks names over here. So we have NTPC. What's the second stock, guys? Power Grid, correct. Third one, IOCL, correct. And also you can put in your own name if you want to be fancy. After the output is generated, you want to share it with your friends, you can do that as well. Now, what is important is click on deep research, right? Don't go for a normal search. Click on deep research, make sure that Grok 3 is the model being used, and hit enter. Now this takes a long time. Even though Grok is arguably the fastest out there, it still takes Grok approximately 10 minutes or so. Let's see how the analysis looks like. I have already run it for you beforehand. This is how the analysis looks like. You can run it on the free version, guys. As I have already said, you can run all this on the free version. You can run 5 deep research prompts in a day. Now tell me something. Do you see something like a scorecard over here? 3 students, 6 subjects, total score. Can you tell me which is the best student? 5 marks for each subject, 6 subjects. So total score is 30. That is what we call as a scoring matrix. So there are multiple ways of analyzing, right? Fundamental analysis is one subject. Exclusively financial analysis is one subject. Company performance historically with respect to benchmarks, with respect to management is one subject. What is the company's outlook? That is the future of the company. That is one subject. Technical analysis, understanding chart patterns and everything, for those of you who know, that is called technical analysis. That is one subject. And one of the most important things, valuation. At what price are you buying this stock? Again, a very important subject. So 6 subjects, and then all these stocks are scored out of them. Tell me something, looking at this, do you feel you have a data-backed way of saying which company is the best investment option? Not resorting to gut feeling, not resorting to confirmation bias or anything. 100%. Right? Now, Again, as I say, for those of you who want to stay to the point, you have been able to identify over here which is the best investment opportunity, NTPC. Out of these three, you can move on to the last step. Those of you who want to understand why even more, or let's say look at each student's performance in each subject, you can do that as well. See how powerful it is. First subject, fundamental analysis. How has NTPC performed? What is its core business, recent development, company sentiments? Same for Power Grid, same for Indian Oil Corporation, right? Second subject, financial analysis. What are the usual metrics for each and every company, be it profitability, be it liquidity, be it solvency, and there is an analytical commentary as well, right? So even if you are somebody who does not understand financials too much, your job as an investor to understand the implications that the numbers are trying to tell you, the story that the numbers are trying to tell you. So it does all that for you as well. Tells you what is happening financially in NTPC, what is happening in Power Grid, what is happening in IOCL, what are the strengths and weaknesses, right? Then third subject, company performance. How has the stock performed, right? Relative to historically, relative to industry, relative to management's forecast, relative to analysts, like professional analysts' expectation of this stock. How has it performed as an investment vehicle for investors? All that. Fourth subject, outlook. What are the growth projections? What are the business opportunities? What are the management strategic focus, macro regulatory conditions, potential risks, and what you should be concerned with, about as an investor. Fifth subject, technical analysis. It's purely from a chart and price point of view. How do these companies fare, right? Everything is discussed over here. Gives you a conclusion on the technical aspect as well. The last subject, valuation. It covers all the usual ratios and values it on its in different ways, and gives you a commentary on that as well. Gives you a takeaway that you should know as an analyst, and then of course it comes back, gives you the scoring mechanism, gives you a rationale why NTPC is a good pick, gives you the key factors which make NTPC better than Power Grid and IOCL, and gives you the main citations as well. And if you look at the citations, all you might be thinking, how do I know whether the data is being collated properly? Look at this. You can refer to these citations. All of the financials are actually taken from the individual respective companies' filings, right? So the data is absolutely spot on. How many of you thought something like this is possible? Be very honest. Like properly making a system which will take away all the judgment, all of the guesswork, and give you a concrete answer. It's really good. It's really exhaustive. It's really what professionals would do. Everything. This is what, in my earlier days, we used to do a lot of investment screening, and this is what we used to do professionally. And people don't know this because it is a trade secret that usually only people working in the industry would know. Amazing, right? Now, tell me one thing. Of course, guys, now can you identify the best stock opportunity yourself? Compare companies and identify it yourself. So have you been able to solve the third step of the investing life cycle like a professional using AI? And before I asked, you're already putting in number 3 in the chat. But yes, if you have understood this, again, put in a 3. Amazing. Perfect. Thank you, guys. So before we move on to the last step, how has the use of AI been? And I'm pretty sure even when I show it to my friends who are working in the industry, they are amazed at how efficiently, effectively AI can do the work for us. Amazing, right? Does it make you feel empowered? I'm saving the best for the last. Before that, does it make you feel empowered? Yes or no? Yes? Superpower? Amazing. Perfect. Now, quick question again to all of you. Can you confidently tell if you're investing at the right price? So let's say, for example, we have identified NTPC, right? Now, if we are going to invest in NTPC, are all of us sure that this is the right price to be investing in NTPC? How many of you are sure? So for example, let's see. Let's go to screener and let's look for NTPC. Okay? Current price of NTPC is 332. How many of you are sure that 332 is the right price to enter NTPC at? Not sure at all because we don't know. How do we do all that? So before I show you how many of you have seen this, a report like this? Of course, this is a much older report. This is what we call as an analyst coverage or a broker research report. So for example, this is a broker research report on Zomato by a very famous and prestigious analyst company called JM Financial, and they cover Zomato end to end, right? And what is the objective? They will read everything about the company, give a recommendation, buy, sell, or hold at the current price. If it is a buy, what is the target that you should expect? So, for example, back when this research report was generated last year, the price of Zomato was 194. JM Financial gave a recommendation that people should buy this stock at 194. Current price target is 250. They expected the stock to go to 250, and the upside potential was 28.7% probability of profit. Correct? This is what we call as a brokerage report or a coverage report. How many of you think that having something like this will help you understand whether you're investing in any particular stock at the right price? It helps, right? And these are all professionals in the industry who are doing this. There is Nielsen, there is ICICI Securities, all these companies have their own research division. But the thing is, let's say if you open a Nielsen report on Zomato, the target price will be different, the time horizon will be different. So which expert do you listen to? Don't you think it will, in the process of simplifying the task, it will get even more difficult? It will get confusing, right? What if I tell you that you can make such a report yourself? Wouldn't that be amazing? You don't have to rely on anybody else's reports. I'm telling you, you can make such a analyst coverage report yourself. It would, wow, right? It would be amazing. Crazy good. Okay. And well, of course, if I'm telling you that we can do that, we can of course do that. And that is the last step of the investing life cycle, right? Understanding what price we are entering into and also taking out the entire Janam Kundli of that particular stock. Like leaving no stone unturned, properly analyzing the stock in question. So in this case, NTPC. And we'll be using Claude for it. Let me show you how you can do that. Okay. So the 14-page prompt. Just a second. We need to copy it. We'll go to Claude. We will paste it. Now, I want all of your attention. Okay? This will get pasted as an attachment because it is a lengthy prompt, right? All you need to enter is the stock name. So what is the stock name, guys? NTPC. Thank you. And I also want you to enter your name. So type in author name. In this case, I'll type in my name, Rahul Chandra. Now, make sure in style, you use the formal style or the concise style. It's best. Okay? So for example, concise, and you use the latest Claude Sonnet 4 model. Okay? If you go and check the prompt, I ask Claude to take all the financials from screener.in, right? So for example, in Screener for NTPC, we have everything, be it the peer comparison, be it the quarterly PNL, be it the annual PNL, be it the balance sheet, be it the cash flow, the ratios, the shareholding pattern. Everything is present. And I've asked Claude, you know what, go check Screener and get all the data. And with Claude Sonnet 4, it is able to collect all the data. All you need to do is hit enter. Okay? All you need to do is hit enter. Okay? Again, this will take time, so I have run the analysis for you, right? This is how the output will be. Okay? This is how the output will be. Do you know what's the best thing? How many of you know a little bit of coding? This output is in a HTML format. If you have your microblogging site or anything, you can create your own website like this. Run the prompt and just upload the HTML and you can have your own equity research platform like this, by the way. So again, coming back, this is your own equity research report, right? Do you have a recommendation, buy, sell, hold? Yes. Do you have a price target? Yes, 420. Do you have a horizon, 18 to 24 months? What is the upside potential? 25%. And again, if you are somebody who just likes to stay to the point, you have got your answer. It is a good price at 332. It's a good price to enter NTPC. But if you want to read more, understand the company in and out, you don't have to spend hours. You can just go through this report. I'll show you how powerful it is, right? Do I have your patience? Do you want to see what else is there in the report? Yes, right? So, of course, it gives you a brief overview of the company, the revenue split. The quantitative analysis is one segment that we have. It analyzes the market valuation and price, market cap increasing, stock price fluctuating, what is happening to the stock, PE ratio reasonable. Gives you a, layman's version of what to make of all these numbers as well. Then profitability, return on equity, ROC, net profit margin, operating margin. What has the trend been like? What you as an investor should make of this trend, right? What is the takeaway? Growth, same. Analyzes the growth. What is the trend? What you as an investor or as an analyst should be cognizant of. Balance sheet, same. Cash flow, dividend, efficiency, valuation. Does a comparison across companies and tells you why, what are the facets that make it a good valuation as well. And that was just quantitative. Then you have qualitative. What is the company's business model? What is the company's management? What is the company's growth strategy? What is the shareholding pattern? Again, this is something which is very important to look at. Promoters, Government of India, their shareholding is stable. What to make of this trend of shareholding analysis? What is the investment thesis of investing in this company, right? Energy security and demand growth, renewable energy transition, operational excellence, strategic coal mining. Everything that you need to know is there. Valuation. We, all of us, you talk to any analyst, we'll have different Excel models to try and come to a valuation of a company, right? Different valuation approaches are there. You have market multiple based valuation, you have DCF based valuation, and look at how beautifully it does this. It has 4 different business verticals, right? And each and every business vertical, it values separately, and then it comes to a total price. This is what we call as a sum of the parts valuation. And this says it yields a fair value of 420, approximately 25% upside from now. Again, comes back to you with its recommendation, gives you a conclusion, and gives you a bottom line as well. With a price target of 420, 25% upside over an 18 to 24 month horizon, NTPC warrants a wide recommendation for investors seeking exposure to India's power sector through a fundamentally strong, dividend-paying utility with significant renewable energy upside. How long did it take you to create an investment, a professional grade research report like this? And by the way, this is all actual data that has been taken from Screener. Manually, it used to take us a long time, right? Almost close to 1.5 months. If we are building a model from scratch, you did it in less than 10 minutes. Yes? Is it not powerful? Can I have a powerful in the chat? If you think that this, having something like this, being able to do something like this, makes you even more powerful. Amazing, right? Now can you invest at the price like professional, at the correct price like professionals? You can be your very own equity research specialist, right? We have seen all of you are analysts as of today. From today onwards, you can start calling yourself analysts as well. And I think you all know what is coming. Can I have a number 4 in the chat? Have we been able to successfully complete the final step of the investing life cycle like a professional, all using AI? Somebody says, damn. Well, absolutely, right? And a quick question to all of you. Now, can you create your own winner investment portfolio yourself? Be very honest. Do you think that you can do 90-95% of the work with what you have learned today on the call? Drop it.
Now go to the next part that is towards AI powered trading. So whilst you guys are already giving us your reviews and how you guys have liked the session till now, because the next part is going to be about trading. We have completed the investing part. So just the casual question to everyone, right? I mean, most of you are working professional, either students or professionals, doctors, merchant navy, or so much, right? Just want to ask you this question, right? Of course, it's like trading can make you money, but it is not that easy to trade, and that too alongside a professional career. How many of you have faced this situation where you have had to bought a stock or something, and then you joined the meeting and you're like, oh my god, profit hai, loss hai, what is going on? I can't even focus on my meeting, I can't focus on my trade. And you come out of the meeting and you're like, oh my god, I just faced loss, I wish I could have sold this before, or something like that. A lot of me before even I go for it. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So, the solution to it is what? The solution to it is completely automate the entire process, right? How can I have something that can do the trading on my behalf, completely do it, so that I can focus on my work, okay? So today's agenda is not for me to tell you that leave your job and start trading, because that's not what we believe in. You are good at your job and your profession. That is a source of making money. we want to create a second source, and that's what we're going to go towards. Okay, so that's what we are going to go towards. I will not go further. We'll just jump right into it. Do you guys want me to begin right away, or do you guys think I should give you guys a minute of breathing space after all the learning that you have done? Right away, we can begin. Okay, so one more deal I want to make with you guys. Okay, so you guys have been amazing. I have seen it till now. So just be as energetic as possible in this part also. Be focused, and we are going to have a blast. Okay, so as you guys can see in my screen right now, you will see this is something called historical data. This is an Excel sheet having historical data from 2018. Okay, so 18th of June 2018 up to 13th of June 2018. Okay, so we have about 7 years of data. How many of you don't know what historical data is? How many of you do not know what historical data is? Me. Acha. So historical data is basically, so for example, we're talking about Nifty, right? You guys have heard the index. Nifty has gone up, Nifty has gone down. So it is the biggest index of the country, consisting of the top 50 stocks. So you can see here, date is the day at which this happened. Close is the closing price of Nifty for that particular day. High is the highest price. Low is the lowest price. Open is the opening price of that day. At 9:15 the market opens. I will zoom in a little bit if that's what you guys want. Is it better? Better? Okay. So low is the lowest price. Open is the opening price for the day, and the volume is the number of shares traded. Okay. So for each day we have this 4-5 parameters: open, high, low, and close. Okay. You can get this data from NSE website and anything else. Okay. Just go to NSE website, historical data. You will get this from historical data. Okay. So I'm not going to go there right now because that's not what we are here. You can get a data from anywhere else, but we will be playing around with this data. Okay. How many of you have heard of that profession called data analyst? Like, hiring data analyst. You guys have heard? Yes, me, I've heard. Yes. Okay. So today, all of us are going to become data analysts. Okay? All of us are going to become data analysts. Okay. What is data analysis? Basically, you can see these numbers, right? This is called data. We are trying to analyze this data. We are trying to make sense of this data. For example, if I give you these numbers and I tell you, Acha, tell me what was the yearly return for Nifty in 2019, 2020. Which month is Nifty performing the best? Which month is Nifty not performing the best? If I ask you all of this currently, right now, with the information that you have, how will you do it? If I ask you to analyze this data right now, with all the knowledge that you have right now, either you would, manually you would create a, Power BI pivot table in Excel formula, manually using Excel, or you can put some, if you are into coding, you will code, right? But we will use AI tools to be able to do it. And I'm going to show you how. Okay? So we are going to play around with this data, and we are going to understand how to interpret this data. Okay, so okay, super. Let me just quickly. Okay, so we are going to use one prompt, and this is the prompt to analyze data. Before we go there, I just want to show you that for this prompt, we are going to use a custom GPT. Okay, we are going to use a custom GPT called Market Analyst Pro by. Okay, this is a custom GPT designed specifically to analyze historical stock price data. Okay, we will be giving this custom. This is a custom GPT designed specifically to analyze historical stock price data. Okay, we will be giving this custom GPT to you. I'm just going to show it, give you an example of how to analyze it so that you understand what we're doing. Okay, so very simple. All you have to do is this Excel sheet that I downloaded, you have to just attach the Excel sheet So Nifty 7 years of data. I will attach this Excel sheet that I just showed you 2 minutes back, and then you will have a prompt. Okay, you just have to copy the prompt and paste the prompt. That's it. Doing this, writing this prompt is also important. Okay, so then I will run it. Okay, then I will run it and I will let the output come. Whilst the output is coming, I have asked it to do multiple things. I have again done this process for you so that you can do it. Okay, so I have run this PLSS. This is the same prompt like we have seen. This is the same prompt that I have done it for before. And let's look at it. Okay, so it's covering a period of approximately 7 years. Then it gives us a table. How many of you have any statistical background? Know a bit of statistics? Any statistical background? So you guys know what all of this means, right? The mean, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, all of these values. Okay. For those who don't know, it's okay. I mean, not that important. It's anyways kind of boring, right? I mean, numbers are boring sometimes. Okay, let's not look at this. Okay, I want something better. Okay, so you can see the minimum closing price. That means the lowest price in the last 7 years was 7610.25. Any guesses when this might have happened? When was Nifty at 7610.25? Any guesses? Correct? No, in the last 7 years, guys, from now. So between 2018 to now. Yes, COVID, right? COVID crash, when the market crashed, and the maximum value recently was 26216. Okay. Now let's look at this. Everyone, can you tell me that? Can you confirm this is the chart of Nifty currently? Okay, this is how the chart of Nifty looks like. This was COVID. This is where we are currently. Okay, so we have been able to transform that data into visual. But you'll be like, Pratik, मतलब क्या ही है? मतलब I am chart तो I can find from anywhere else. Show me something more interesting. Okay, yes, of course, we are going to something more interesting. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this. So we are going to talk about something called volatility. We are going to talk about something called volatility. How many of you have no idea? Are hearing the word volatility for the first time? Are hearing the word volatility for the first time? No idea. No, not aware. First time. Okay. So think of this way, right? Volatility is the fluctuation of how much a stock, or in this case Nifty, moves. Okay, this move can be up or down. Okay, this movement can be both upward movement and downward movement. Okay, fluctuation, how much the thing can move. So that is what volatility means, how volatile it is, how much it moves up and down. Now just if I have to ask you a question, when do you think volatility will be higher? In which situations do you think volatility will be higher, when there will be a lot of up and down movement in the market? Panic situation, correct. Uncertainty, war, elections, any trade wars, political instability, budget, more fear in the market, financial crisis, disasters. Perfect. Major event, news, anything. Perfect. Now we're looking at this thing of Nifty. This is a rolling volatility of Nifty. You can see from 2018, there's one little mountain. There's another mountain in 2019. There's another big mountain in 2020. 2021 there's a mountain. 2022 there is mountain. 2023 nothing much. 24 big mountain. 25 also we have seen a big up move. What's the common thing happening here, guys? What's the common thing out of the last 7 years? What is happening? Out of the last 7 years, can you say what is happening? Can you see that every year, barring 1 year, except for 2023, every year there is at least one spike in volatility? Every year, at least one spike. No matter what. In this 2019, the news was something else. 2020, there was some different news. 2021, second wave. 2022, Russia-Ukraine war. 2024 is elections. Right now is the India-Pakistan conflict, this wars. Do you see that every year the reasons are changing, but bottom line is that it is happening every year? That's the bottom line. Reasons are changing, but bottom line, out of 7 years, we have seen 6 years of volatility. Now, what do you make of this? Okay, the point is to say that this expecting volatility in any year, it is normal. Problem why people do is every time there's news, people think that this is the end of the world, and people panic and people sell their shares. They do not buy. They do not use these as opportunities. They do not use this opportunity. But if you know that this is every year news changes, something or the other world mein hote rehta. In the world, news changes, but this kind of uncertainty is constant. Uncertainty is the only certainty in the world, right? And but how can I utilize this is the point, and this is normal. So next time you will not be scared when you see some panic situation. You will try to take advantage of it rather than being scared of it. Makes sense, everyone? This is what the data is showing us. Okay, and this is not my opinion. I'm going to show whatever I'm going to show based on data and not opinion. Okay, yes, works. Okay, so next time do not be fearful. Do not be fearful. Everyone thought that this time India, Pakistan, oh my God, this is going to be a start of a world war and all of that. Use opportunity. Use it as opportunity. Okay, so I hope this makes sense to everyone. Next, go to the next part. Okay, we are looking at something called moving average. MA in short. Moving average is short called MA. Okay. Now you can see two lines here, yellow and orange. Yellow and orange. Okay. So I am guessing some of you who are new in the market will not know what moving average is. Okay. So majority people may know it, but some people might not know it. Anyone who does not know what moving average is, there will be a few people, I'm guessing. Moving average, simple, okay, there are a few people. Let me just quickly explain to you what it is, okay? Take an example, okay? So let's say you want to calculate whether you are tall or short in your office. You work in office, you want to find out whether you're tall or short. Your height is 5'9". Okay, you are 5'9". Your height is 5'9". Okay. Now, how do you calculate the average height of the people in your office? How do you calculate the average height of people in your office? You take the height of each person divided by the number of people. So let's say there are 10 people. You take the height of each of those 10 people divided by 10. Correct? That's how you calculate the average height. Now, if you, let's say the average height turns out to be 5'8". 5'8" is the average height of your office. Okay. Now, if you are 5'9", are you tall or short? If you are 5'9", are you tall or short? You're tall, right? If your height was 5'6", are you tall or short? You're short, right? If your height is exactly 5'8", then you are called average height. I'm average height. Correct? So you are using average to compare. Okay? In this case, you are comparing height. In the case of the stock market, you are comparing the price of the stock. Okay? So you are taking the average of the stock, and that is being described using a line. If the stock is above the moving average, that means the buyers are in control. If the stock is below the moving average, that means the sellers are in control. Make sense, everyone, till now? Drop in a quick yes in the chat. Okay, super. Now, you can see two things, right? 50 and 200 day. Very simple difference. 50-day moving average basically means you take the average of the last 50 days. Okay? 200-day means you take the average of the last 200 days. Okay, that's it. So we'll come to this part later, but for now, just remember what moving average is, and we'll be going into it deeper. Okay. Okay. Then we see something here. This is the yearly performance of Nifty. 2018, 0.5%. 2019, 12%. 2020, 14. 23, 2.7. 19, 8, 4. What are you seeing some pattern here, guys, of yearly returns? Each year, the returns of Nifty. Are you seeing some pattern here? Yes, can you tell me what pattern is this? What pattern are you seeing? Sudhir ji? Yes, positive. So every year has been positive, correct? Every year has been positive. Yes, but can you also see that whenever there is a year of like double digit growth, like very high, like above 15, 16, 17%, the next year is usually a less lower, like single digit, below 10%. Do you see that? It's not always you say 20% like that. You will see like big 20%, then little of 5, 6%, then 12, 15%. So this is what you should expect the markets to do. Okay, so for example, this year, if we have gotten a return, last year was 8.75. This year we can expect double digit. There's a high chance of double digit, yes or no? This year, okay, that's it. So if we can get some double digit return this year, that is expected. Okay, so this is what we are trying to look at data and try to understand. Okay, let's go to the next part. This is going to be very, very interesting. Okay. So this is called the heat map. Okay, this is called a heat map. Monthly percentage return. So each of these boxes, okay, each of these boxes represents the return for Nifty for that particular month. Let me give an example. Suppose you tell me, Pratik, what did the market do in the month of March in 2020? So I'll say 2020. January, February, March 3, 2020 is minus 22.77. So Nifty went down minus 22.77% in the month of March in 2020. Matlab lockdown, just before lockdown, right? March 23 or 24 was when lockdown was announced. This was when it happened. The next month, okay, March, April, Nifty went up 19.46%. So, okay, so this is how we are finding it. Everyone understood? CC, can I get a crystal clear? CC in the chat if everyone is understood what this heat map is representing. So, for the last 8 years, whatever, however performance was there, this is visible to us right now. Okay. So, okay. So now let's try to understand. Let's try to understand. Ki, Pratik, how can I make sense of this? What do I do with this? That's a question in everyone's head. Ki iska kare to kare kya? What do I do with this? Okay. So let's look at it simply. Okay. So let's look at January. Okay. So 2019 is 0.36, 2020 minus 1.81, minus 2.74, minus 1.62, minus 2.94, minus 0.07, minus 0.99. What's the common thing happening out of the 7 years? Out of the 7 years in January, what 6 are negative? 6 are negative, the majority are negative. Do you think this is a coincidence or a pattern? Do you think that it's a coincidence or a pattern? It's a pattern. Acha. Amazing. Let's look at another thing. Okay, let's look at July. Okay, 6.56 minus 6.3, 6.7, 0.5, 8.93, 2.23, 3.35. What's the common thing? What's the common thing happening here? Positive returns. Again, do you think this is random, guys? मतलब ऐसे ही मतलब market कुछ भी कर रहा है and all of this is random? It's not, right? So for people, first of all, who think that trading and market is very random, मतलब you can't understand it, कुछ भी होता है, everything happens, right? This is a proof to you that markets are not random. Markets have patterns. It is just that we don't have the ability to find that pattern out. We don't have the ability to find. How many of you did not have any idea that this was a pattern? How many of you did not even know that acha aisa bhi, like January is this the case? July, was this the case? No idea, right? Absolutely no. But what have we been able to do? We have been able to take this numbers from here, convert it into visual information so that we can understand it better, interpret it better. Data analysis. How easy suddenly is this becoming? Like suddenly you feel like you have a bird's eye view of the market. Suddenly you understand the behavior of the market, and when you understand a behavior of something, you will be able to deal with it better. Very simple, right? If you understand the behavior of something, you will be able to deal with it better. right? Suppose, okay, you are dealing with a criminal, okay, you will look at its history, right? You will look at the criminal's history, right? Acha, he is a thief, he is this, he is this, he has done this many thief, he's been stolen this, he's stolen this. Now we will see a pattern, right, that this person doesn't is not a murderer but a thief. So if you are approaching that person, you will be more careful about protecting your belongings than protecting yourself, right? I'm just giving you how easily by looking at history and pattern, you can actually do the same thing with the market. How many of you are super happy with this case and how like suddenly a bulb moment like, okay, wow, this is, I need to go deeper into it. Yes? Okay. Now, if I had to put a gun in your head, imagine I had to put a gun in your head and say, either you get to buy Nifty on the 1st of January or on the 1st of July. When will you do it? 1st of January or 1st of July? Correct, 1st of July, because the chances of you doing well in July is much higher. Now, am I saying, Pratik, are you saying that this year in July it is going to be positive? 100% surety, can I say that? 100% July will be a positive? No. No, I'm not saying 100%. But history tells me that there's a very high chance. Even if it's 80%, the probability is on my side. Right? The probability is on my side. And that the professional, the best of the traders focus on probability, on higher chance. Okay? Super. Let's look at something interesting, okay? So this is the average monthly returns, okay, for Nifty. So can you, which month is the month with the highest return out of January? April? Can you see that? April. After that is November. After that is July. Okay? May, it doesn't do well. I have just a big question, okay, for people who are like involved in the market. Has Nifty not behaved exactly like this month? This year also? January was not, February was not great, March it did better, April it did the best, May month it is didn't do well, June a little bit flat, and we'll see July. Almost, right? So I'll just show you guys. This is how your 2025 look like, right? 2025, January we saw down move, February we saw down move, March we saw down, April we saw an up move. April started here, it ended here. May is pretty much flat, June is still now flat. Do you see that? That it is almost performing like how we have seen the average performance of this is supposed to be. This is how amazing data thing is. Now, suppose I give you this, okay? This is called seasonality, okay, matrix. Suppose I give you a tool through which you will be able to find the seasonality for any stock at any time. Do you think that will be helpful? I'll give you something where through which you can find, this we have done for Nifty. Let's say you can find it for gold, crypto, petroleum, crude, anything. Do you think that would be helpful? Yes? Okay. So let me show you guys something. So this is the TradingView platform. Everyone knows what TradingView is? It's a charting platform, free to use. You can just go to Google, search for tradingview.com, and you will have it. Okay, so it's a free to use platform. You can just log into it and you'll be able to use it. Okay, so I have developed a custom indicator through which you will be able to analyze the seasonality for any stock or index. Okay, you will not find it in your TradingView. I have built it myself so that you can look at it. Okay, so I'll just add it here in my personal seasonality. Okay, let me just increase it. So this is showing from the year 2000. I'm going to change it from 2000 to the year 2010. Okay, so from 2010 to 2025, 15 years is good enough, right? We have analyzed for 7 years. Let's analyze it for 15 years. Okay. Okay, so we are seeing from 2010 to 2025. Okay, look at this. How cool this is. Okay. Can you say January, the average return for the last 15 years is negative? For the last 15 years, January is still negative. So it didn't change. Historically, January is not a good month. February is actually worse. February is actually worse. We have seen this, right? Can you see February is actually worse than January? Okay. February is minus 1.19%. Okay. Okay. And then we have our March, April, May. Which is the highest, guys? Which is the highest month with the highest average return? Which is the month with the highest? Can you see July, 2.17%? So our thesis was correct, right? What our AI tool gave us, it is correct. So you are seeing that there's a pattern. Acha, what is this? Positive month. That means out of the last 16 years, how many years were positive? In January, only 5 years were positive, guys, out of 16. That's a 31% chance of the month of January being positive. Which is the highest here? Can you see? Which is the highest? Which is the highest? July. 11 out of 15 years it is positive. 11 out of 15 years, 73%. Okay? This is how probability analysis works. This is how seasonality works. Imagine the power you have right now in your hand. Acha, we did it for Nifty. Let's try it for Bank Nifty. For people who know, this is Bank Nifty. For Bank Nifty, January is positive. Not bad. January is positive. You guys can see. April is the best. October is the best month for thing. You can do it for Bitcoin, for example. Yes, you can see Bitcoin. It doesn't perform well in August and September. It's not good months for Bitcoin. You can do it for gold. You can see gold. It doesn't perform well in September. It does amazingly well at the start of the year. January it does really well. August it does well. You can do it for crude oil. You can do it for S&P 500. Everything you can do it for. Do you think you have something with you right now that suddenly gave you an insight into the world of any stock, any index, to be able to look at it from a different perspective altogether? Yes, you can do it for Sensex. You can do it for Reliance, for example. You can do it for any stock. Any stock in the world you can do it for. Any stock in the world you can do this for. Okay? Now, okay, so how will you use this? Okay, pay attention, okay? How will you use this? So, this is a custom tool made by us. You can see this is the code. This is the code, okay? PineScript code for this tool. It's a complicated one, if you might not know. But we will be giving this code to you, like this. We'll be giving this code to you, okay? All you have to do is copy the code. You have to just copy the code and then come to TradingView. Go to your, you just have to go to Pine Editor. Click on this, create new indicator and paste it. Paste this code which we will give it to you. You have to paste it, and once you have pasted, you can save it and it will be saved in your TradingView account. Happy? Okay? I'm giving this to you so that you guys can absolutely use something like this to be able to do it. Okay? So just copy and paste. You don't need to have a premium account in TradingView for this. Okay? Superb. Chalo. This we have covered. The next part that I want to cover is something which is close to me, and that is if, let's say, I ask you something, do you think there's a way to, let's say you can take a chart. Let's say I take a chart of Nifty. I take a chart of Nifty, and I say I take a photo of this this particular chart. Okay, I take a screenshot of this, and then I ask it to tell me when to buy and sell. Do you think that's possible? Do you think that's possible? not possible. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, so for those people who are, let's say, in the middle of the market and who they want to analyze some things, let's try something. Okay, so I'll be adding few indicators here. You can do it. You don't have to do it. It's your call. Okay, I'm not gonna go into explaining this right now. I'm just gonna add whatever things out here. Okay, now I want my AI tool to analyze this. You can do it in one day, you can do it in 5 minutes, any time frame you can do it. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of this. I'll just take a screenshot, take snapshot, download image of this file. Then I have a custom GPT. Okay, custom GPT called Trade Idea Generator. Trade Idea Generator, it generates trading ideas. Okay, so very easy. I will take the file photo I just downloaded here. This file that I just downloaded here, I will paste it, and then I will ask it to give me trading ideas. So I'll just type give me trading ideas of when to buy and sell Nifty based on support and resistance and indicators. Okay, so you can ask it to do anything. Okay, you can ask it to do anything. So I'm just going to do everyone clear with what I've written. I've said I've put a photo of this chart and I said give me some trading ideas. I'm confused. Give me some trading ideas. Okay, so let's run it and see what we get out of this. Okay, so you can't do it normally because this is specially trained to do this. Okay, so you can see here it is telling you that where is the resistance, where is the support. Then it is telling you the trading ideas. You know, buy around here. This is your first target. This is the second target. All of this is giving you. It is even giving you option strategy. It is giving you a sell trade on an intraday basis. Also, it is giving you. All of this it is giving to you without you having to do any kind of analysis. So you realize, right? So let's say on Monday you are sitting in front of your computer and you are looking at the chart and you're confused, right? What do I do? Should I buy here? Should I sell here? I'm getting emotional, right? This tool is not emotional. You will just copy and paste the image here and it will tell you that this is what you can do. This is the support. It is generating ideas for you. So when you become blank, I don't know what to do, this gives you that idea. So people who are learning, people who are in the middle can use tools like this to be able to generate trading ideas. Amazing. Okay, you can do it in any kind of time frame. 1 day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, no problem. Absolutely. Okay. So this is another GPT that I will be sharing with you guys. Okay, this is another GPT that I'll be sharing with you guys. Okay, super happy. Thanks. Okay. By the way, guys, are you guys getting bored or something, or are we going good? Are you guys enjoying it till now? Super happy. Going good. Interested? Enjoying? Super. Love it. Okay. Super. Okay. So then let's go to the next part. Not bored at all. Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's go to the next part. Okay. The next part is what we want to do. We will just delete this. The next part that we want to do is we want to backtest a strategy. Okay. Backtest a strategy. How many of you do not know the meaning of backtesting? How many of you do not know the meaning of backtesting? Don't know. Okay, chalo. Let me just quickly explain, okay? So, let's say you have a strategy. Strategy matlab kya? What's a strategy? Strategy is something that tells you when to buy, when to sell, all of that. Okay, it tells you when to buy, when to sell. That's a strategy. Now, how will you know that if a strategy is profitable or not? You will test it in the historical data. Okay, you will test the same parameters on historical data. So let's say I have 7 years of data here. This Excel sheet has 7 years of data, right? I want to test my strategy to see if it has worked in the last 7 years, right? If my strategy is profitable in the last 7 years, there is a good chance that it will be profitable going forward. I'm not saying 100% hoga hi, but there's a very high chance that you'll be more confident with a strategy that has made money in the last 7 years than put your money in a strategy which has not. Correct, right? You will be more feeling better while putting your money. That's the logic. Okay, so we want to test a strategy whether it is had made money or not. Okay, so for that also we will be using. How many of you have tried backtesting before and failed miserably? How many of you have tried backtesting? Oh my god, it's super complicated, and it's like either you have to pay like various websites for you to be able to do it, or you just can't. 100% fail. It takes a lot of time. Okay, so let me show you some easy way of doing it. Okay, let me show you some easy way. So we are going to backtest a very simple strategy, but a powerful strategy nonetheless. Remember I talked about moving average, guys? Remember I talked about moving average? Remember I talked about moving average? So I will be taking moving average. I'll just change the here. So I'm going to be trading with 2 moving average. I will change the color. Tell me if you can see the color of it, okay? Can you guys see this? Okay, this is better. Okay, yellow and blue is better. Okay, yellow and blue is better. Okay, so this yellow line is the 21-day moving average. Okay, yellow line is the 21-day moving average. That means it calculates the average price of the last 21 days. Okay, so 24,841. You can see this yellow banner here. This is the average price of the last 21 days. This blue line is the average of the last 50 days. Okay, this is the average of the last 50 days. Understood, guys? Both of these, what this is we're showing. This is a simple moving average. Okay, now what is the strategy? Very simple. Okay, we are saying that when this yellow line, that is 21, goes above 50, we are buying. We are going to buy. Okay, so when this goes above, we are buying here. So let's say we have bought here. Can you see? This is where we are buying. The yellow line goes above the blue line, we are buying. This yellow line goes, I will just show it to you here. I'll just reset this one second. So this yellow line goes above the blue line, we are buying. This yellow line goes below the blue line, we are selling. Okay, this is a simple, we are just checking this. Okay, so we are buying here, selling here, buying here. This is what we are doing. Everyone? Okay, whenever this yellow line goes above the blue line, we are buying. Whenever the yellow line goes below the blue line, we are selling. Okay, this is the strategy that we want to test. Okay, we want to test this strategy whether this actually works or not. Okay, this is a strategy that we want to check whether it works or not. Okay, now how will we do that? Very simple. We will try to use a prompt. Okay, we will try to use a prompt, and we will use a backtesting prompt. Okay, now very simple. I will copy this. I will read it out to you. I'll copy this and I'll go to Claude. We are going to use Claude. Okay, I will paste this prompt here, and then I will attach the file, my data file. That is the 7 years data that I have. I am going to attach it here. This Excel sheet. I'm going to attach it here. Okay. Now let's go through this prompt. We are calculating the 21 and 50 moving average. Okay, so guys, I'm just saying we are using 2150. You can use any combination. I'm just experimenting with this 21 and 50 moving average. You can do 9, 18, any combination. Okay, so we want to build a moving average strategy. When is buy when 21, that is the yellow line, goes above the 50. 21 goes above 50, we are buying. Sell when 21 goes below 50. Okay, we are starting with a capital of 2 lakh rupees. We are starting with a capital of 2 lakh rupees. Okay, and we want to see whether we have made profit or loss. Everyone understood this prompt? 21 and 50, 21 goes above 50, we are buying, 21 goes below 50, we are selling. We are putting 2 lakh rupees at the start of 7 years, and after 7 years, we want to see whether the strategy has been profitable or not. Simple. Okay? Simple. Okay, so quickly we will run this. Whilst it does a lot of coding work, it's going to do a lot of coding work. As you guys can see, all of this coding work that it is doing, I have done a bit of thing for you on the same. So this is the same prompt that was there. I have run this Excel whilst it's doing all of this. I have done it from earlier. Okay, so can you see we have started? This is when we are buying, this is when we are selling. We are starting with 2 lakh rupees. It is going to give us the performance of all of this. Okay, let's see what the data it has given us. Okay, let's see the data it has given us. One moment. Run it here. 1 second. Yeah, so this, we have run this prompt here. We have run it for 2 lakh rupees. It is telling us that how much is the final capital from 2 lakh rupees at the end of 7 years became how much, guys? 8,51,000. Total profit is this much, 6,51,000. Returns is 325%. The annual return is 22.8%. The total number of trades is 30. Profitable trades is 14. Lost trades is 16. From June 2018 to June 2025. All of this we have been able to do. Do you want to see something better? Let me show you this. Look at this, okay? It has created a report for us. Initial capital 2 lakh. Final capital 8,51,595. Total profit 651,595. Returns, total number of trades. Matlab, I have bought and sold in the 7 years 30 buy and sell. 14 I have made money, 16 I have lost. So win rate is 46%. It even gives us a list. Key, when was it sold, when was it bought, and what price did it entry, what price was the exit, how much was the profit, everything. Can you see that? 6,000 profit, 4,000 loss, 132, 56,000 profits, 4,000, 30,000 loss, 36,000 profit, 1,68,000 profit, 2,99,000. All of this is given here. Can you see this? All of this is given here, and then it says strategy conclusion, profitable, absolute return this, compounded annual return is 22.8%. Do you now suddenly have something where you are seeing this and you are like, oh my god, I have tried this, I can just play around with the values 21 and 50, I can try something else, and it is going to give me a perfect list of when is it buying, where is it selling exactly. This is amazing. This is amazing power for those who understand it. This suddenly you are like the playing fields have superbly leveled, right? This is super level playing field. Now, this is how you can backtest it. This is how you can backtest from 2018 and 2025. Okay, and I think this is super cool the way it gives us this report for us. Now, you can do it for individual stocks, anything. Now, let's say Pratik, let's say this particular strategy, 21 and 50 moving average crossover strategy, I want to automate it. Matlab, I want to know when the signal comes. Right? So how can I do it? Very simple, guys. I am going to give you guys a custom strategy, moving average strategy, through which you will be able to see it. Okay, so again I will go here, my personal moving average crossover strategy. You will see it here. Okay, so I will just change it to, let's say, 21 and 50. And can you see the buy, sell, all of this is coming here? Can you see this? Buy, sell, all of this is coming here. You can do it for 5 minutes. You can go to any time frame and you will get the buy and sell for it. Look at this. When the blue line goes above the red, it's showing buy. When it goes below, it's showing sell. All of this is there. You can change the settings also here. So instead of 21, you can write 9. Instead of thing, you can write 18. And you can play around with it. You can try it for any stock. For example, you want to do this for Bitcoin. You can do it for Bitcoin also. No problem. So I'm doing it for Bitcoin. This is for Bitcoin. Helpful? Suddenly you don't have to make all of this. You're getting buy and sell all of this automatically. Okay. For this also, right? This also has a code. So we'll be sharing with you this code also. Same thing. You have to copy and paste it. Okay. You have to copy and paste it. That's it. Okay. I am giving all of this to you so that you guys can use all of this, and I hope you guys use it to the maximum of your abilities. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so now all of this that we have done the backtesting part. This is amazing. I've given you a moving average strategy.
So that was it. I hope you learned something nice from all the tips that I had given in this video. Please tell me that one thing that you feel can really add a lot of elegance to your video. Share it with the rest of the people and you probably might stand out at the top of the comment section. Please like the video and subscribe it. I would love to your comments. Thank you very much for watching the video till the end, and I will see you in the next one.